Hello YouTube, I have a great video for you today. Just a minute, let me shut the Alexa off. I learned from yesterday. Okay, I just paused the video. Anyway, so 5 more days. I'm out of here. I'm going home. On Wednesday, June 16th, 2021, I'm going home. It's been a very long and exhausting 2.5 months since I caught COVID. I went into the hospital, to the emergency room, after about three days of battling a high fever on my own. I'm talking 102 or 103, something like that. Sorry about the hole in my neck. Well, anyway, it's not a complete hole. It's just it's closing up more every day. So ignore it. Anyways, yeah, I felt the high fever for a few days, and finally I was just like, I can't do this anymore on my own. And I called 911, and they sent an ambulance, and I told them I suspected I had COVID, because I also had shortness of breath or whatever. If you go back to my first video about this, called "The COVID Got Me," you'll see I was out of breath and tired and just exhausted. Anyway, so they sent an ambulance, and took me to the hospital. April 5th, I think it was, which is the same day one of my friends had passed away. So, but not from COVID. I'd known her for 7 years, and it was devastating in itself. But here I was at the ER with this high fever. Oxygen when walking dropped below 90%, which they didn't like. So they admitted me. They did a rapid COVID test. I had actually walked down to Rite Aid, which is a half mile from my house, to have a test done. And they said, well, know the results in 5 days. I was like, 5 days? And I was like, I could be better by then from whatever this is going. It is what's going on. And what I didn't say is, the worst part. But anyway, I was like, I can't wait 5 days. So anyways, they did a rapid test at the hospital, in the emergency room, and for COVID, and it came back positive. So they're like, yeah, between this and the low oxygen and the high fever, we're keeping him. And I think it took like the next day for me to realize my friend was really gone. And if breathing wasn't hard enough already, crying your heart out is even harder when you can't breathe. But I was just absolutely devastated, and I realized she was just gone. That was it. And then I felt guilt because I hadn't really been talking to her that much in the recent couple of months. It's a whole other story, but it doesn't matter now, really, because I believe when we pass, and that our spirit understands everything, like all our questions are no longer questions. We get it. We get the whole picture. That's just my theory, but of course I also am a Christian, so I believe in heaven and hell, and my friend was a Christian also. So, sorry, somebody going by in the hallway. So anyways, I know she's in heaven and free from her troubles, and has all the answers, and knows why I wasn't really talking to her that much lately. But I still felt guilty, and on top of grieving. And I don't know if the doctor was with me when I fell apart, or if somebody went and got him. I can't remember, but he was very comforting, and he was just great. But anyway, it was that day, that April 6th or 7th, that I got sedated and got the trach put in, and whatever else they did, and I was sedated. I guess they call it also a medically induced coma for about 40 days. And they finally, I guess, I don't know what all happened really. All I know is when I finally woke up, and was very glad I did, because I was actually having nightmares the whole time I was in the sedated state. One of my friends was working at the hospital. Well, two really, but the one that she saw me at, whenever she could in the ICU, even though I was unconscious. She said she had wondered if I was dreaming, and I was like, yeah, I was. Yeah, nightmares. And she was like, wow, no wonder you're trying to come out of sedation. I'm trying to wake up, and of course I just, couldn't, but they were really bad. But anyways, when I finally woke up, and I couldn't talk, of course, because I had the trach in, and I love to talk, so this was really hard too. I had to write everything down, and I wrote down, what day is it? And they told me it was like May 15th or something, and I was like, what? And, I looked at them like, what? And I was like, no, I'm thinking it's April. And he said, no, it's May 15th or 16th or whatever it was. And I was like, and it's my own birthday. It's May 1st. And then I missed Mother's Day, of course. I found out later, and, but none of that really matters, because the main thing is I woke up, and I started getting better and better, and well enough to leave the hospital, but they had to find a place for me to go. They started locally in my town, and the nursing homes were all full. And then they worked their way out, and they're like, we're full, have no beds, blah, blah, blah. Then they found one, not as far away as this one, I don't think, but they couldn't take me in for like 5 days. And so at the ICU, they were like, I'm going to keep looking. And so then they found where I am now, 60 miles from home. But they had a bed opening. They have actually a lot of beds here that I've seen. And I've been here, well, Wednesday will be 4 weeks. So 4 weeks from me getting admitted and going home. When I came in, I could not talk, could not eat or drink, could barely stand up. I stood up for, they timed me, I didn't even know they were timing me, 60 seconds, and then I had to sit down. I was standing next to my bed, I had a walker and a couple physical therapists there, and I just plopped down, back on my bed, sat down. But I remember even in the hospital, though, that a couple physical therapists had sat me up in my bed, and it made me so dizzy because I wasn't used to that. I've been laying for so long, but here I was standing, which was progress in itself, but I made it 1 minute, and had to sit down. But they've worked with me every day, and I did and still do my own, exercises in my bed on my own. They basically what they had me do in sessions, I kept doing as I was able on my own. And then I'd tell them, hey, I was doing that stuff on my own because I want to get out of here. And you've seen my videos probably, that my progress, I've gone from not being able to talk. Well, I could not make a video when I couldn't talk, obviously. But I've gone from having the speaking valve that allowed me to talk, and I could start videos again, to having the cap on my trach, And then finally the trach was removed, and then I showed the videos of me starting to walk again, but having to be helped up out of the wheelchair by 2 people. They had to lift me. And now I can stand up out of the walker like a pro on my own. And yesterday there was a physical therapist that hadn't seen me. I guess she isn't here as often as the others. She hadn't seen me in a week, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I need to note your progress," and she was like, "Here, let me help you," and she started to like grab my arm and had the walker right in front of me, and I said, "I got it." And I was like, "Watch this," and I stood right up, and she's like, "Whoa!" She was so happy and just going woo. And one of the other physical therapists came to the doorway to make sure she was okay. And then she's like, "Let's see you walk." And I was using the walker and just cruising along, and she's behind me going, "Oh my gosh, this is great." And I was like, this makes it all worth it. I mean, I haven't seen somebody so happy in a long time. And she's like, "And in 1 week, look at you go." It was amazing hearing her celebrating and being able to show her, my progress. And as I walk the halls here, sometimes with a walker, sometimes without, but always with a physical therapist, with the chair behind me, the wheelchair behind me in case I need to sit down. But as I walk the halls, I see nurses that have cared for me here and CNAs from day one, and even other residents, they are cheering me on as I go along, and it keeps me going. They're like, "You got it, look at you go, good job," and it's amazing. I have a support system at home, and I have one here. So, and I'm gonna be, the workers here, I'm gonna be sending friend requests on Facebook like crazy. Okay, they're all gonna be my friends, because I want to show them my continued progress, and plus keep up with their lives too. I don't want it to be just about me, I mean, I care about them too. So anyways, so 5 days from today, I'm going home, finally. And people keep saying, "Are you excited?" And I'm like, "What do you think?" Of course I am, but of course I'm polite. I'm like, "Yes, I'm very excited." But one time I got smart alecky, and I was like, "No, I'm devastated." And then they kind of realized that was a silly question. Yes, I'm excited. Oh, I just wish Wednesday would get here. But I told my son yesterday, I told Zach, and he has a YouTube channel too, by the way, Zach Craft. Same. He said, I told him I'm coming home Wednesday, and he was like, "Excuse me, what?" It was so cute. He's like, "Say that again," or something like that. And he's like, "My mom," to everybody that he's like, "My mom's coming home on Wednesday." And my dear friend took him into her home and has been taking care of him all this time, 2.5 months, and not just, I mean, gladly. She didn't say, "Well, I suppose I should," or whatever, but she was like, "Come on, pack up, you're coming with me, you're going to live with me until your mom gets home," and she's my hero, and in that way, and the fact that she's my emergency contact, and they called her saying, "Can we do this and this and that with Jessica?" And she was like, "Yeah," and, she approved the trach that saved me. I mean, she was like, that trach saved your life. And I'm like, "No, honey, you saved my life." Because you could have said no, and let me go. And I know she would never, ever do that. And anyways, so I still intend to write a book about all this. I'll probably start when I get home and get used to being home and Oh, by the way, friends, when I get home, basically I don't want to get back all the weight I lost in this journey. The only good thing was weight loss. And so, like, if you bring me food and stuff for me and Zach, I appreciate it. I truly, truly do. But can you make it, like, non-perishable and, no need for it to be, like, frozen or put in the fridge, because I'll run out of room really fast in there, and I don't want things to go to waste, and I want to, use moderation. So I was just putting that out there too. So anyways, that's for my local friends that will be seeing this video. I appreciate all your help, but mainly what I'm going to need is just people to be there to help me walk every day. I want to get outside and walk around the neighborhood, because I've been told by a physical therapist, make sure you walk every day, but I don't want to do it by myself, of course. I'm getting one of those walkers with a seat in case I get tired, but which I've dealt with. That was my friend who passed away had one that passed away the day I was admitted, and I used to help her with that same kind of wheel or walker. And I fold it up, load it in her car, take it out, unfold it, get it to her, brakes and all that stuff. So they're like training me on how to do it. And I'm like, I know all about these things, But anyways, I'm gonna have one of those myself now. But I still don't want to be by myself, of course. So somebody can walk with me, or help me like keep my apartment in order. I know Zach will be there too, but I don't want him to, I don't want to make a slave out of him or anything, like, it's summertime now too. He just finished 11th grade, and he worked his butt off, especially, it's been a rough year with COVID in general, changing everything, and then his mom being sick, he's had a lot to deal with, but this semester he said he passed all his classes, so but it's another story. I have a lot of stories and they're all long. So anyways, I say anyways a lot. I'm just I'm so ready to be home, and I'm grateful for my friends and for my dad, who has helped me keep up with the rent, and sent me shoes that I needed shoes, because they must have got lost, because I really don't know what happened to my shoes when I went to the ambulance. I had that high fever, and I was delirious, I guess. I must have worn them out to I don't know. But anyways, I walked out to the ambulance. They didn't bring a stretcher in, and I was like, that's good, because I don't know if it would fit, because I had clutter and stuff. But I walked out to the ambulance, so I must have put my shoes on, but they must have got lost along the way. So anyways, I'm looking forward to being home and giving you all an update from home. I'll probably post before then, because I like to keep everybody informed of the latest if anything major happens. So anything worth reporting about. And sometimes I put in little fun things like I used to put on my channel. You can look way back at it. This channel is a couple years old, and before this COVID journey, saying that lightly, I'm more like COVID nightmare. I would post. It was basically a vlog. I tried to keep it fun, but sometimes I was serious. Like if I was talking about whatever was on my mind, and I tried to do things with Zach, like Christmases, of course, got recorded. Last Christmas was really good. That was a good video, and my dog is in probably most of the videos, either by photobombing or it was about him. So, and there's one where I was like reading the Wonky Donkey book or something, and that was fun. Trying different foods. At the series I did, like trying like baby food and kale chips or something. No, seaweed chips. And I think that's what it was. But there's like, I tried to make it a series, but I numbered them, but I kept forgetting to put them into a playlist. But then like I mixed Coke and Pepsi together just to see what that would taste like, and they basically made no difference. So, spoiler alert. And did a milk taste test with Zach where I had bought like rice milk, almond milk, and we already had cow's milk, and you know, any different kinds of milk I could think of, and I had him taste each of them, you know, and we decided that the cow's milk was the best, probably just because we're used to it. But I like things like soy milk and stuff, but it's got to be flavored, but along with that comes a lot of sugar, of course. Sugar and salt everywhere. So, yeah, go ahead and look at those videos too, if you want to. Hopefully you'll get some laughs, and hopefully you'll just learn more about me besides being a COVID survivor, which is the biggest thing that's happened to me in a long time, maybe ever. And just get to know my little family better. So I'm gonna sign off for now. This is the longest video I've done in a while, and I will definitely keep posting and keeping you updated. So stay tuned. Don't touch that dial, as they used to say. And I'll talk to you next time. Love you all. Okay, bye-bye.